I just packed up the following items. Follow along and see exactly what sold this weekend on Poshmark, what people are looking for and what brands are selling. I have about a $43 average sales price in these little boxes right here. Come along and see what sold. Greetings and welcome. My name is Denise and I am going to share what sold this weekend on Poshmark. I am going to do a little bit of like a hybrid video of this is what I'm shipping out versus shipping on camera. My table that's normally right here, I have moved to the other side of the garage temporarily, and so I'm just gonna leave all of that nonsense intact. I actually worked hard and did really great job of cleaning off this surface, even though it's not that apparent. So I'm going to share with you what I'm shipping out right now, what it sold for, and also what I shipped out earlier on Saturday. I'm also going to go over my top 3 sales of the week because they are pretty incredible. I'm going to put up the tags that I used so you can get a sense of how I tag my items in Poshmark. You know, we get 3 tags per listing, and I do think it's important to utilize all of those tools and potential ways to have your items be filtered out when people search terms on Poshmark. I don't know if someone bought it because of these terms, but what I'm going to do is just start to kind of highlight the tags that I've been using. This is going to be separate to anything that I put in the description or the body of my post. So let's just get started. The first thing I'm shipping out is just this Billie Eilish webbing belt. It is something that is official merch, and I think it was sold when she was on tour. I do believe she's touring now, and normally when a band or when an artist is touring, people usually look for merch from that band or artist to wear to the show. Otherwise, they're just fans and they want to wear the merch. This belt is currently no longer available on her website. I sourced it at the bins and it sold for $30 to a buy it now. The next item I sold was a pair of Aritzia denim forum. These are called the Ex-Boyfriend. There's that denim forum. So Aritzia has many little sub-labels under their Aritzia umbrella. You won't really walk into Aritzia and find an Aritzia labeled piece. It's going to have something like Wilfred Free, Denim Forum, Sunday Best. What is their sweatpants stuff? TNA. So you kind of need to, sort of like Anthropologie, even though Anthro does have their own label, you kind of need to know what brands to look for. I do think Aritzia is worth picking up. Those jeans sold for $50 for a buy it now. I sold a We Sell, and I've mentioned this brand a few times. They normally have a bird type logo with a lot of their products. This is typically what their activewear will have in it, this like hook style tag, but there is the name. This sold to an offer from Liker for $22. I sold a pair of Levi's. These are really cool. Let's see if I can pull up the name of these. I've been having this thing where I can't just get to my closet. I have to like refresh my Posh page to get to my closet. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing that, but it's a little bit annoying. Like my drop-down menu doesn't just work. It's very strange. These are a pair of Levi's 541. They're the athletic taper tack cargo pants. I know for a fact I got them on $2.99 day at the Salvation Army. I honestly haven't had them for very long, maybe posted 3 weeks, a month maximum. You know, Levi's, I love picking up, sourcing, and selling, but a lot of the Levi's that I seem to find are a little bit more long tail. I tend to have the items for a longer period of time. It's a pretty specific market. I was surprised. I just thought these looked cool. They have all sorts of cool pockets. They're dark navy. They're a nice alternative to jeans. So I sold a pair of Sesson blue. I also bought these at the $2.99 sale. These sold for $38, just a straight sale today. These are expensive jeans from France. Now the brand is Sesson, S-E-S-S-U-N, and these had a little tiny hole in them, which I didn't notice at the thrift store, but I decided to post them lower at $38, and they sold for that price. So I just put call out in the listing and I went for it because it's hard to get your hands on this brand. You actually need to order it from France, and those things just take a little bit longer. I also put in my listing, this is a great way to give Sesson a try and see how you like the fit, see how you like their denim, and then you can invest in a higher price point pair of Sesson jeans. I have sold a Sesson silk dress before. It actually took quite some time to sell, but I do believe in kind of picking up these cottage style European brands. I think there is a market for them. The next item I sold was a Kate Spade. This is called the J Small Camera Bag in black. I actually tucked the strap inside just for storage purposes. I picked this up approximately, oh my gosh, it was the video where I picked up all those purses. This Kate Spade bag, this is just a nylon Kate Spade crossbody camera bag. It's got two compartments, it's got monochromatic black zippers, and really the best thing about this Kate Spade bag and what inspired me to pick it up was that it was $4.99. So here's the vibe of it. Very cute. I do think it's inspired by like a Lululemon belt bag. To me, I really can't find like anywhere on this, nowhere on it. So $4.99, Kate Spade, all the yes. So it wasn't even 2 weeks ago. This was listed less than a week. It sold to an offer from Liker for $50. I do believe I got it for $5.99, and that was a really quick and great flip. I did have it priced a little under what other people had it priced at, but considering that this is just a nylon Kate Spade bag, I went for it. And when I got that offer of $50, I did pause for a moment, but it didn't take me long to realize, yes, I want to sell this bag. I could have maybe countered and had it gone nowhere, or I could have sat on the bag, and honestly, $5.99 into a $50 sale is really a sweet spot for me. That bag. The next item I sold was a Claddie Knit Irish Heritage traditional stitch 100% pure wool sweater. This sold for $55, a 15% off offer to Liker, which is just my standard offer to Liker in my closet. Basically, the person accepted. I love finding these. I do want to offer a little bit of caution if you find these vintage sweaters. Just really make sure that they're not shrunk. It is a good idea to try to find ones that are larger in size. I had this marked as a large, and I don't see the size tag right here, but there's an idea of what the label looks like. They will all kind of look like this. And just as another side note, as I was about to pack it up, when I pulled it out, I noticed there was like a small discoloration spot on the front that I didn't disclose in the listing. What I did was I took a microfiber cloth, I put it on the inside of the sweater, and then I basically attacked the one area with some stain spray that had the discoloration spot. I first tried to use my sweater shaver to remove it because I think sometimes that's a great way to get something that might be on the surface off of something like a wool sweater, but it didn't budge, and I sprayed it and just dabbed it with the cloth and it came right out. There's no residual kind of staining or discoloration from when I did that. So that's just a little tip. Obviously, if it's a color, you have to kind of be a little bit more careful. And then I'm also sending out this Johnny Was Mia embroidered t-shirt. I just picked up this item, oh my goodness, I think on the same thrift trip as that Kate Spade bag for $54 from a offer from buyer. I loved finding a size large Johnny Was t-shirt. It has some really great kind of designs to it, some birds and cactus. It has a very Southwest feel. I love picking up items that do have a Southwest motif to them. There was a discoloration spot like right here when I picked it up, and I just used Dawn dish soap when I did my regular laundering when I got home from the thrift store. I washed the items and it just took it out. It didn't leave kind of any residual marks on it. So I knew what I was dealing with before I photographed it. If there was something that was left behind, I would have just disclosed that in the listing, but luckily it came out. So that was 8 items, $334 for $41.75 average sales price. Now what is interesting is that I already shipped out 3 items on Saturday, and the 3 items that I shipped out were amazing sales. The first one was a Ever Eve, just a black top. I sourced this within the past few weeks. This is an Ever Eve black eyelet blouse. I love cotton, I love eyelets. This is a more modern, cropped, boxier style, has a puff sleeve. I didn't run comps on it. I think it was $6.99, so I just thought, Ever Eve, I'm going for it. There's really certain brands that I just naturally have in my wheelhouse that I feel like I don't need to check comps. So I am really honing in and picking up items that people are looking for. I've been flipping things very, very quickly in my closet. So I absolutely feel like I am doing something right. When I pick something up, I list it and it sells within a week or 2. That feels amazing, and that I am actually very on trend and I'm pricing correctly, all of those things. That item sold for $30, not a huge price point for a sale on that, but an Ever Eve cotton black eyelet blouse, pretty much what I think I'm gonna get for it, $30 to $36. I also sold a Magnolia Pearl dress. Now this was from my personal closet. I have sourced Magnolia Pearl before, but I always keep my eyes peeled for Magnolia Pearl. One time I found a dress for $10 at the thrift store and I sold it for $300. So keep your eyes open, friends. This sold for $224, so obviously that was my best sale of the week, probably my best sale for the month of September. And then I also sold a pair of Rafa high and bicycle jersey and bicycle gear company. Their jerseys and bibs and bike shorts retail for around like $300. This one I happened to find had ink stains on it, and so I did a lot of soaking. I used hairspray and rubbing alcohol and all sorts of things. I was able to pull up a lot of the stains on this. So this is a pretty obscure find. This is a very high-end cycling company called Rafa, and they have a store in Boulder. Now this piece in particular is called Cycling Bibs. So basically it has the top attached And this set of bibs has wear to it. There's like this seam has separated right here. There's some discoloration marks, and I picked it up anyway. They sell for hundreds of dollars. They resell for $100. So if I can list it at 50, I'm gonna be doing good. But basically what I did was I priced it at $50, which is very, very under market for a pair of Rafa bibs. If they were not stained or didn't have any issues with it, they did have a few call outs. I would have listed that for closer to like $100 or $125 price. I did not send offers on it. I highlighted what the issues were with the jersey. I even included a video, and I put call out at the beginning of my title before I even put the name. Call outs, Rafa Pro Team bib shorts long. So even something that is stained, I picked it up for $8.99. I was able to unload for $50 because I knew the clout that this brand carries, and a lot of people can't afford $300 bicycle gear. So I decided to bank on that. That was $638 in sales for a $58 average sales price. Now, my best sales of the week. Let's just briefly talk about what has sold. The Magnolia Pearl Dress, $224. Absolutely my best sale of the week. I also sold two other things that were amazing. I sold a Patagonia Nano Puff Bivy pullover jacket. It was Primaloft black. It's the style that doesn't zip down all the way. It has a hood and it's like a halfway zip. It has a kangaroo pocket in front. I sold that for $110, and I just picked that up last weekend. I did pay up for it $24.99. It sold within 5 days of posting it. And then on that same day, I picked up a pair of Nisolo everyday slip-on loafers in black. This was the original style of these loafers. They have gone on to redesign them with like a 1-inch heel on them, and these had about a 3/4-inch heel on them. I noted that this is the original generation. These are made in Portugal, and they now make them in Mexico. Those sold for $95. So that one pop in a week ago on a Saturday, I was able to make $205 in sales on 2 pieces from that thrift trip, which clearly paid for my thrift trip and then some. So it has been a good and solid week of sales. I love those price points. I've also been selling $22 items, and I'm okay if things are moving out of my closet that I've only had for a little bit. Add one thing, because it's really important to note. Tell people what you do. So I'm very friendly with one of my regular doctors, and I just happened to mention that I'm a reseller to him, and I said, hey, I'll sell this bike you have here. And he said, really? I can't sell it to the people who normally do resale in our town. They won't take it. It's too old. I said, no problem. I'll sell it. So I sold this item for him, and I made $400. He made $1,100, and we were both pretty happy. He was very excited that I was able to unload the bike so quickly for him. And so I just want to throw this out there. Tell people what you do. You may be surprised. That person that you know, maybe you're an acquaintance of theirs and you love the way they dress. Well, they may just have more disposable income than you know of, and they may need someone to support them, helping out clear out their closet, and you could buy items from them, or you could just do a consignment deal with them. So consider it. Say that. Just tell people what you do. You may be surprised. People may be cleaning out their closet and they'll think of you, and instead of donating it to the local thrift store, they may call you up and say, hey, I just sorted out a few bags of clothes. Do you want them? Free inventory. Low-cost inventory. I work with yoga teachers and I buy items from them. Instead of them going to Plato's Closet, I pay them more than Plato's Closet. So This is just my tip. Tell people what you do. You never know. $400 may just fall into and that's actually all I have. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any tags that you use for any of the items that you saw that you think are important to include, please drop them in the comments below. I love to hear and use everyone in the community as a resource so we can all grow our business and get our listings on more eyes and make those sales. Take care, everyone.